Hi guys, welcome back to 38 Smiles on KEE Learning. And as promised, part 3 of Stump Shades, we will be discussing which material choice is best for smile makeovers.
That's right.
Keegan, most of dentists, they have probably a challenge of trying to cover the dark stump shades.
That's
what
right.
can we do as a lab to share some information to our dentists?
Well, and I think that it works from both sides. You have a great example.
I do have
right
an
there,
example, so let's
which you
show
will
you.
turn on.
There you go.
Yeah, so there's a pretty typical tetracycline type result of a prepreparation that can be and often is a challenge to cover up. So in the old days, we would use a PFM, and you'd have to get the metal and then opaque the metal, and it wasn't always the best aesthetic result. Now we have multiple materials, and zirconia is probably the most aesthetic option as far as being able to still cover up completely. So here are a couple of Ivoclar's products. On Mia's left is IPS Max, and on her right is the newest zirconia from Ivoclar. It's Zircad Prime. So as you can see, as pretty as Emax is, as translucent as it is, sometimes that works to its disadvantage if the shade difference is more than 3 shades, and this is a pretty dark stump, as you can see. Whereas the prime material not only blocks out the gingival area, but also you can see the polychromatic effect in the incisal of the inherent layers in it itself. Okay. So here's a bridge that's made out of prime, and it's a pretty good example. As you can see, it's very aesthetic, and at the same time is able to block out a very dark stump shade underneath. So using a material like this, especially prime, gives you so many different options. We can cut back and layer. We can use it because it's polychromatic. We can use it as is. We can just use surface staining and even polishing depending on the shade. So those are very good from your end, from the clinician's end. There are things that you can do with that kind of a dark example. You can opacify before you take the impression, block that out to make it a milder transition. But at the same time, there are tools, and that kind of photo, that's an excellent photo to translate to the technician, to the laboratory of what we're dealing with, because you want to be able to get that result as close to the first time as possible.
Well, that's great information. I hope you picked up something new today, and we look forward to seeing you on our next episode. So stay tuned. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.